We're live? Man, I think we might be live. That's good stuff. What's going on, guys? I need 2 extra seconds here. It's not a problem. Welcome to the show. Man, I appreciate you guys so very much. Give me 3... Oh, that's not right. Hold on. I think we're live. I think we're doing it, right? You guys doing okay out there? Give me 2 extra seconds here. You guys caught me. I wasn't ready. Hold on. I'll figure this out. Welcome to the show, though. I'm Jim Schultz. This is Options Uncapped. I think. I don't know. This could be anything at this point. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Man, I appreciate you guys so very much. We are, man, we're doing it. So welcome to the Thursday edition of the program. Welcome to the Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Of whatever it is that we are trying to do, I still have no idea. But welcome to Options Uncapped. This is day number 2. Man, it feels like about day number 7. Like it feels like about day number 11. Grace knows what I'm saying. Ryan knows what I'm saying. Man, they are just working their magic behind the scenes. So thank you, Grace, holding down OUHQ. Thank you, Ryan, for running the show behind the scenes. Man, I could not do any of this without you guys. So thank you guys very, very much. If you guys that are watching the show, if you are watching the show anywhere other than right here, then you should be right here. You should be in the YouTube chat. You should be down there. You should be dropping questions. You should be dropping comments. You should be dropping stories. You should be dropping jokes, if for no other reason than to simply pump the algo. That's all we can do, right? Like, let's just use common sense. How long do we have until the robots take over? 3 months? 6 months? 8.5 days? I don't know, but it's coming. It's coming for us all. So let us all befriend the algo today by being in the YouTube comments and pumping that guy. And, of course, we are going to get to as many as we can right around the halfway mark of the show or thereabouts. And so, a couple of housekeeping things. So, number one, I see you guys in the chat too, by the way. Man, look at Brian Dowdy's here. Or Denu is here. Man, look at Rich and Real Estate is here. I saw you guys talking about, look at Griffin Jones in the house. Andrea's in the house. Man, I appreciate you guys so very much. So a couple of housekeeping things. So number one, tomorrow is a double feature day. So tomorrow we are back to our regularly scheduled programming, which I'm not sure if the regularly scheduled programming is the double feature day or if the regularly scheduled programming is a day like today where I'm kind of off doing like stealth streams in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I'm with you all. And so, again, so Ryan, can you bring up the graphic of the schedule actually? And so, just so everybody's clear on the schedule, so this is what my schedule is going to be for you guys until probably mid-October. That's when some things are going to change for reasons that will become clear as we press forward through the forest. But I'm going to be every day between Monday and Friday, which is the same thing as every day. I'm going to, every weekday at least. I'm going to be Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock. So we're going back to the OG from theory to practice time. 2 to 2:45. So the Dr. Jim Power, 3/4 of an hour. Man, it is there for you guys, 2 to 2:45 Eastern. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I am also going to be on the Market Open. So we're also going to do the Market Open from 9:15 until about 10, give or take maybe 30, 45, 65 minutes. And so that will be the regularly scheduled programming from now until mid-October. So that is the first thing that I wanted to bring up in terms of tomorrow being a double feature day. So don't miss either stream. And that was my schedule. The second thing I want to bring up, there's only one other thing. So one thing that was really special about FTTP, RIP, if you have some banana natty left, we're already 3 minutes into the show, so you might be on round number 2 by now. But if you happen to have any left, pour out a little bit for FTTP. I mean, it's sad, man. I mean, if you guys get me started, it's really sad. RIP. But one of the great things about From Theory to Practice was I did all my live trading on the show. I did like 98, 99% of my live trading on the show. And that was great. That was the experience I wanted to create for that show. And I really feel like it was incredibly beneficial for a lot of you guys kind of following along with the show over time. Okay, this is going to be different because I'm going to be doing a lot of trading off the show. Now, we're going to talk about it on the show. I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about on the show. Like every show, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about on that show. And by that, I mean, I may get to, 1 to maybe 1.1 questions per show. But I am going to be doing a lot of trading off air and then try to explain and work through as much of it as I possibly can. I know that yesterday I dropped a ton of newness on your doorstep. I know that I did. With equilibrium trades and futures and equilibrium windows. I saw you guys. I went and scanned the chat. So a couple more housekeeping things. See, you know what's amazing? Let me tell you guys what's amazing about this. This is my show now, right? I can do whatever I want. We can literally do whatever we want. And I have ideas, guys. I have ideas. We're going to do things that have never been done before. Like, I have some ideas, and by that I mean I have one idea in my head. But but it's a pretty good idea, man. If we can pull it off, it's never been done before. I cannot even wait. It's not going to happen anytime soon. We're gonna need a few months to get this thing under our belts, but I'm kind of hoping end of the year or the beginning of next year we would do this, and man, it is going to be something. But anyway, this is our show. We can do whatever we want. So I was scanning through the comments of the show last night. I did see my kids jump in at the end of the second show. Did you guys see Penelope, Eli, and Amelia jump in the chat at the tail end of the afternoon show? I didn't see that live because y'all are pumping the algo like it's never been pumped before. And so it's very difficult for me to keep up with the questions. So now Ryan is doing a great job of bringing questions to me, kind of surprising and delighting me behind the scenes, which is super nice. And so that's going to help for that section of the show. But I was scanning through the chat. And so you guys still haven't picked the song, by the way. You guys have not picked the song. Again, intro song. If you can guess it, I will send you a free case of Ghost. You choose the flavor. If you can guess the song, I will send you a free case of Ghost on the house. It is on OU. I'm 100% going to bill it to the company. Are you kidding me? Coming out of my personal account? Nah, man. That is OU expense. 2 huge hints. Number 1, yesterday, it has nothing to do with money. So the title of the song has nothing to do with money, like, Money for Nothing. That was a huge guess, and all it has nothing to do with money. And here's number 2. Here's another huge hint. I'm going to give you guys a hint every day until we finally figure this out. This song, so I have 2 songs. I have the main song and I have the backup. If you guess either one, then I will go ahead and accept it. But the main song, this is for the main song. I already know what it's going to be. It was almost the song I picked in 2016. So when we chose Dangerous by Big Data in 2016, and by we, I mean, I made the choice. I mean, they let me choose it. It was amazing. Tony V came up to me. He's like, what do you want? I was like, do you guys have Dangerous by Big Data? He's like, yeah, we got it. I'm like, that's the one. But I had a second one that I almost chose in its place. Okay, so that's a huge hint because that eliminates any song since 2016. Right? Because it wasn't invented yet. It wasn't written yet. Like, we didn't know about it yet. And so it was clearly 2016 and prior. So those are your 2 huge hints. Has nothing to do with money. And it was 2016 and prior. So, okay. So I think those are the housekeeping things. And I see you guys in the chat. Man, you guys are just putting in work, man. It's unbelievable the amount of work you guys are putting in. And by that, I mean, you guys look like you're a little bit off your game. But I appreciate you guys so very much for being here. Ryan, bring us into the market. Man, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on. Okay, so a couple of things. So I kind of want to. Oh, actually, no, Ryan, bring me back. Bring me back to the soapbox. One more thing. I gotta keep Ryan on his toes, man. Otherwise, he gets caught napping. And so, no, he's doing an amazing job. So one other thing, and I meant to say this earlier when I said I dropped a bunch of newness on your doorstep. So the 3 pillars of OU. I tweeted about this. I did videos about this, like the Why I Left video that gained a ton of traction on YouTube. If you haven't seen that yet, give that guy a look. If you have already seen that, give it a second look because, again, your boy needs that watch time. Simplicity, clarity, and transparency. Those are the 3 pillars of OU. Now, I think we've hit the transparency piece about as hard as we could possibly hit it. So I think we're hitting maybe a 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 on the transparency piece, which is pretty cool. But when it comes to the simplicity and the clarity, we are lacking. We are significantly lacking when it comes to those 2. I'm going to get there, right? There's so much newness right now. Like yesterday, we talked about equilibrium trades. Got a ton of questions about equilibrium trades and EQTs and things like that. I mean, we're going to talk about that some more here today. But just understand, I'm moving in that direction, right? We are only going to talk about the same 5 or 6 things over and over and over again. I can promise you that. We're just going to keep hammering these things home. 5, 6, 7 things. No more than 10. We'll probably get you out the door with no more than 17. We are just going to hammer and hammer and hammer these main points. But it's going to take me a little while to get there. So you're going to have to endure, right, some meandering off the reservation. You're going to have to endure, some tangential conversations off of tangents, off of digressions. That's just kind of the way it needs to be. And so if you can hang with me for the next, 1 to 2 to 17 weeks, we will get to a point where it's a little bit clearer, the simplicity and the clarity and the transparency and those pillars. And so we're only day number 2. And so I appreciate y'all's patience, but I got a number of comments and emails and feedback yesterday saying, Jim, the clarity is lacking. And the simplicity is also not doing that great so far. And I actually completely agree. But you have to keep in mind, from my vantage point, we have to balance a lot of things right now, right? We've got all the tasty stuff, right? All the short premium stuff. That's not really changed. That's all going to be the same. There's a couple slight tweaks that I've made around the edges that we'll get to. But now there's this whole new element of futures. There's this whole new element of equilibrium trades and whatever else that we're adding into the mix that's completely new. And so it's gonna take us some time to blend those things together and for you guys to kind of get a feel for what we're trying to accomplish and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so Ryan, go ahead and bring us in. Oh, who guessed Bring Me to Life by Evanescence? That's Archer Fire? Man, so that is a great guess. Okay, Ryan, you can leave us in the market now, but we're going to kind of get on our market soapbox here. Again, this is our show, right? Are you going to learn anything about trading? No. But my hope is maybe you smile a little bit, maybe you crack a laugh or two, and you go on about your business. Here's what's amazing about Bring Me to Life. That is not the song, though. That's a great song. So this was, when was this? Great, Grace, you were there. Grace, what year did we go to Disney? Me, you. Oh, this is amazing. With Grace in the chat. Oh, she could fact check me too. Yeah, this is not that amazing. But she can help me here though. So, what year did we go to Disney when it was me, you, your dad, and Autumn? Do you remember? Was it 2012? Was it 2013? I don't know. Grace will back me up on this. She was there. Anyway, there was one day where me and their dad went to Disney. See if you can remember. We went to Disney, just us four. It was awesome. Anyway, me and her dad went to the park all by ourselves one day, just me and him. It was so amazing. We went to Universal Studios, and we rode the Rip, Roar, and Rocket just over and over and over again. Like, over and over and over again. There was nobody in line. It had just got done raining, so everybody was gone. We did it like 17 times in a row. And the cool thing, if you've ever ridden that ride before, it's super fun, super kind of scary. It's great, right? Well, they have actual music in the thing, and you can pick from like 10 or 15 different songs. And we did it 15 or 17 times, and I kept picking Bring Me to Life by Evanescence because I wanted this song to be forever etched in my skull, that whenever I hear it, I think about that day because it was so much fun. It was me and Steve. Oh, Steve's the Tesla guy, right? That's Grace's dad. That's Autumn's dad. That's the Tesla guy that you guys know about. We've talked about him many times before on the show before. And so anyway, Bring Me to Life is etched in my mind for that moment. Okay. All right, let's actually, man, we got to do some kind of trading because we will literally not talk about any trading. We're almost halfway done with the show. Like, look at this stuff, man. This is crazy. And so, all right, let me go ahead and, okay. Oh, Ryan, nice job. I see that you have a questions. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Okay, this is great. Man, you guys are really doing it behind the scenes. This is awesome. Okay, so a couple of things. So last night, let me go ahead and let's fill ourselves in on kind of what's going on here in terms of what happened yesterday and then into today. So yesterday on the afternoon stream, you guys saw this trade. This was an equilibrium trade. You guys saw the first one down here, right? You saw this and this, right? That was an equilibrium trade that worked. You saw this one. That was an equilibrium trade. I wouldn't even say it didn't work. We took a little bit of heat. A couple hundred points in the NASDAQ is literally nothing. Like, whenever you're doing futures, in my humble opinion, again, I am not a professional, right? You need to consult a professional. None of this is a trade recommendation. None of this is financial advice, right? I am a random guy on the internet. We never met. However, hypothetically, should one find themselves in a fictitious scenario where one might be considering some theoretical futures position, when it comes to understanding what you're walking into, if you're going to trade the NASDAQ, if you're going to trade S&P 500 and you're going to do it kind of small, you're going to do it with like a DNS, a do nothing strategy. You're going to do it with maybe like a no stops type of world, right? You've got to be really small or you have to understand the product that you're engaging with. And so for me, when I look at the NASDAQ, a couple hundred points is really nothing. And so I'm not really like, I'm not sweating it. I'm not finding myself with my knickers all twisted up. Underoos are pretty dry. Like everything is good. And so when I look at what happened yesterday, I was like, okay, we sold some premium against it. No big deal. It was fine. Had we not sold any premium against it, it would have been fine too. But of course, that all is known after the fact. But the thing I want to point out, and then we did the MES trade. I mean, you guys are still good. You're going to see the portfolio built and constructed. And so even though all the trades won't be live on the show, again, if you follow the show on a regular basis, because I'm going to be live every day. And some days, multiple days, like tomorrow is a double feature, or some days, multiple times, I should say. Tomorrow is a double feature day. I'm going to try to fill you guys in on whatever gaps might exist. So we did the MES trade, but then we sold this premium against MNQ to kind of slow it down a little bit. Just a little Brian McKnight, right? Nothing super crazy. Okay, well, last night before I was about to go to bed, and by about to go to bed, I mean I spent the next 2.5 hours answering emails. I went, which you guys are amazing, man. I'm trying to get back to every single one of you. I'm really doing my best to get back to every single one of you, and so I appreciate you guys so very much. The NASDAQ was rallying, so I decided to close out of my position. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Now, again, there's so many missing parts. It's impossible for me to cover everything on day number one. We are taking the spaghetti strategy. Don't worry, it's gluten-free. We are taking the spaghetti against the wall strategy, where, again, you guys are it probably feels like you're just picking it up sort of midstream. Again, give me a little bit of time, hang with me for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two, and things will start to get ironed out, I think, a bit more clearly. And so, but even just following it like day by day through osmosis, you guys are smart, man. That's why I love our audience. Ryan, let's get back on the soapbox for 2 seconds. This is why I love our audience. The tasty audience, you guys, this is what really gets me fired up. This is what really gets me so excited to do what I did for 10 years at Tasty and now do what we're going to do with OU. You guys are hungry, man. You're hungry. You're smart. You're sophisticated. You're like, man, I want to understand this stuff. Like, man, I want to grab onto this stuff. It's like the math and the probabilities and the returns and the risk and the edge or no edge, whatever it might be, the alpha, the beta, the omega, whatever it is. You're like, man, I really want to know what's going on. And that's why I just love what I do. I promise I won't cry. And by promise, I mean it's about 40 to 42 delta. I just love what I do, man. I love what I do. And you guys make it so worthwhile for me because the questions you guys ask are just great questions. Even you beginners out there, right? I was a professor for 7 years. There are no stupid questions, I promise you. And I've heard some doozies in my day. But even those, it's like, man, everybody's starting at a different spot on the learning curve. Like, everybody's coming at this from a whole different set of understanding and, life experience and whatever else. And so there is no such thing as a stupid question. But the reason why I bring all that up is you guys are smart, right? And so even if it does kind of feel like a lot's being thrown at you, right? I really think that just by hanging around and through osmosis, you're going to see me consistently do the same 5, 6, 7 things over and over and over again. Ask questions, get answers, help each other out, reach out to me, whatever. And I think it'll start to make a little bit of sense. And so, all right, so Ryan, let's go back in now. Okay, so last night, the NASDAQ rallied and I saw an opportunity. I was like, okay, so now I've got my equilibrium trade, right, that I got in at 611. I can go ahead and I can close this guy at 675, right? And so if you just do some quick math right there, that's plus 64, right? Again, I'm no Julius Spina still, but I think maybe we can get close enough. So that's plus 64. And then if I grab a different color, just because I can, I just when I was grabbing the color, I glanced at the chat. And I see Raul says, I think you overestimate us, Dr. Jim. No, I do not. I do not. You guys are amazing. Trust me, you guys are amazing. I wish you guys could see some of the emails I get. I mean, they're amazing. The questions you guys have are just amazing. You guys are getting after it, man. It's cool. Okay, so then from the premium standpoint, I lost, 59. So I'm minus 59, right? Again, I'm no Jacob Perlman, but it looks like we eked out a couple of ticks on MNQ right there. Now, is it crazy? No, of course not. Is it going to get us to a BEU? I mean, we're partially there, right? Of course, a BEU is a bonefish equivalent unit if you're brand new to the show. That's how we make this stuff real and we make this stuff tangible. We convert our profits into BEUs. Shout out to Danny Perkins for coming up with the BEU, right? Because we're doing the profits, we're doing the trading. A lot of the time, it doesn't feel real. A lot of the time, we're like, man, I made some money today, but it doesn't feel real. How do I make this tangible? Enter the BEU. Right? One BEU is worth $25 US, which will get you a meal at your local neighborhood bonefish, and you will be by yourself, and so we should cover the entire thing. But 100% that you will be by yourself, so go ahead and sit at the bar. 5 ticks on MNQ, and that was good. Now, all kidding aside, why did I do this? And I got lucky. I got super lucky last night because I basically caught the top tick in the market, and then the bottom fell out. We lost the war again, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I did this is actually pretty simple. When I do an equilibrium trade in the morning, or really any time during the day, but they're typically around the market open. Sometimes the metals open, sometimes obviously economic numbers and such. But if I do an equilibrium trade and it gets away from me a little bit, like yesterday's did, I mean, it slipped away from us a couple hundred points. And then I lay some premium out against it, just like we did, right? That's one of the classic defense mechanisms for an equilibrium trade that has slipped away from me. I'm typically only looking for some splash of green on that position now, and then I'm usually good. Now, sometimes I'll hang for a bit longer. It depends on the rest of the context with the whole portfolio. Honestly, last night, because I knew this was all live, I was like, all right, I'd really love to not get rinsed live, like while this thing's out there. Like, I'd really love to see what I can do to potentially avoid getting gorilla smacked. Now, sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes it just comes for you because it comes for us all at one time or another. But I was like, yeah, I mean, if I was by myself just trading like stealth account, stealth mode, whatever, I probably would have left it on and I would be in the hurt locker today for having done that with no Jeremy Renner to come and save me. But I'm glad I took it off, and I really just got lucky. But I had a little splash of green, and I got done with it, and so that was the trade from last night. And, okay, but let's talk about a couple of trades this morning. And then it looks like, oh, Ryan, thank you so much. Wow, this is great. Thank you there, Ryan. I've got lots of questions that have come in already. Thank you. And I will also surprise and delight a couple people in the chat. Oh, one other thing. So last night when I was scanning the chat, I meant to say this earlier too. I was reading through some of the song guesses, and somebody, if you're in the stream today, please identify yourself. I meant to write this down, but I didn't do it. Somebody guessed Because I Got High by Afro Man, and I was dying laughing last night just reading that. I'm like, that is such a good guess, because that was like, I'm gonna say, now I don't know when this came out. You guys can help me out in the chat. I'm pretty sure that was high school for me. I'm pretty sure that was senior year of high school. So I'm going to say 1999. That was Because I Got High, Afro Man, 1999. Now, I'm not a drugs guy. I've actually never done drugs, and so I don't know too much about getting high or not getting high. But that song is actually really, really funny to me, and it was very, very catchy at the time. And so was it 1999? Please let me know. I really, really want to know. But anyway. I digress. And so, all right. So what did we do this morning? So this morning in the stealth stream, we did, hold on. We did one equilibrium trade right here. We got short at 66. We bought him back at 22. And then that was that. And then we just sold a gold strangle. So I want to talk about the GLD strangle a little bit. And then maybe we'll do a new trade. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do questions. Stan Lucian says 2000. Okay, 2000. That was pretty close. I said 1999. But that's not too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and... so we did the EQT, which is, just the trade that we did this morning. And again, just to describe the EQT for a couple extra seconds here, because I know this is very new, and I saw a lot of people asking about it yesterday, and that's great. That's great. That's what I want this to all be about. The basic idea, there's a ton of math and there's a ton of quant that goes into this, some of which is like readily available, some of which is just my own concoctions that I developed throughout my PhD program. I believe that there are times in the market, windows of time in the market, when the market, let's back up actually. So the market is always looking for equilibrium. Right? The market is always looking for this perfect point between buyers and sellers. That literally is what the point of equilibrium means. If you look at any economics graph, supply, demand, whatever, this is what you will always find. Okay, the market is always searching for that. I believe that there are times in the market, and again, I don't have a market measures, I don't have an options jive, like I left my bibliography in the house, and so I can't provide that for you right now. But I personally and professionally believe there are times in the market when the search for equilibrium is a bit more, it's a bit more intense than others. It's a bit more chaotic than others, where the equilibrium point is kind of more in question. And I actually think one of those times is between 9:30 and 10 in the morning. So when the market first opens up for about the first half hour, it's not, we don't need a surgical level of precision, but generally speaking, the first 30 minutes or so of the market is one of the equilibrium windows that I look at to do equilibrium trades. So equilibrium window is the time of day or the event, and then the equilibrium trade is how I'm actually kind of executing on that or implementing that. And essentially the idea is this. I think there's going to be a ton of tug of war. I think there's going to be a ton of back and forth, and I want to be a part of that. And so to be a part of that, I'm just taking a very simple short-term contrarian stance. That if the market rips, I'm looking to get short. If the market dips, I'm looking to get long. And I tend to tilt more short than long for the reasons we talked about yesterday. Essentially that, if a big outlier move is going to hit me, it's most likely going to hit me on when I'm long and it goes down, as opposed to when I'm short and it goes up. And so anyway, that's a few more kind of nuggets, a few more breadcrumbs on the trail when it comes to EQT. Okay, so let's talk about, let me see here. Let's talk about this gold strangle for a second. So I sold this gold strangle here this morning. And you see it's a 370, 470. And taking a look at where we're at right now, like we're down a couple of cents on the trade, no big deal. Obviously MES is, down a little bit too, but that's, well out of the money. So we will continue to do nothing, which is our favorite strategy, of course. And this is, of course, the power of short premium, right? You have the buffer, you have that wiggle room that's kind of built in there. And so that is 100% what I want to lean on right now. But for GLD, so this trade, the buying power on this trade was about $4,000. And so the buying power at about $4,000 is about 8% of my account, a little bit less than 8% of my account. But what's interesting is earlier when I set this up, I set it up and I was going to sell a 465, 475. This was the one that I was going to sell. And at the time, it's not, hold on. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm like, that's not right. That can't be right. Yeah. That's right. There we go. At the time I was going to sell this earlier, the buying power on this was about $4,600. And so I decided to move it out a little bit in terms of my strikes to increase the probability and take the position size down. Because don't forget, whenever you sell premium, right, the further out of the money you go, the lower the risk to the brokerage firm. The lower the overall risk to the brokerage firm and the clearinghouse and whoever else. And so you have to put up less capital for that position. Now, you want to be mindful, like we don't want to push these things just like crazy out there, to the point where now I'm not getting any credits. It doesn't make any sense anymore. And so it obviously has to be a balancing act. It has to be kind of a back and forth. But when I set this trade up earlier, this is how we set it up to begin with. And then I kind of pushed it out. I pushed it out to the 470 and the 370 and the 470. And that should be about $4,000. Yeah, it's 4,100. I think it was almost exactly the same thing this morning. So that's what I have on now. And you can see my theta numbers are, they're at about 25. Again, I'm not really in a huge hurry to build those up. It'll happen naturally. I'm not going to necessarily need to force feed it. It's just going to happen as we trade and we manage and we build new positions. And, again, right now with volatility being somewhat muted across the board, the VIX is, let me see what the VIX is. It felt so weird to do. Well, I messed up my intro today because I had to do something that I should have been doing as we were counting down the timer. But I forgot to talk about the E-mini S&P's down 55. I forgot to talk about the risk-free instrument down 284. So we missed a lot there. But yeah, the VIX is up about $1 on the day. So we're back up to 16. Okay, I mean that's it's still pretty pretty average, pretty low from the standpoint of the VIX. And so so that is everything that we did. We did GLD, we did the MNQ EQT this morning, and I think I'm probably okay for now because I want to get to questions, and I see you guys with your questions in the chat. First of all, I see BBB Fine is in the house. What was the GLD credit for the strangle? Yeah, I got 511 for that guy. So I just happened to eyeball that one really quickly, so we can do that. 511 for the GLD. For the GLD strangle. Man, Grace is hitting this chat hard. Man, I don't know, guys. We may need to change the structure of this a little bit. This changes the dynamic quite a bit. Because I just lost like 2 of my jokes. And when you only got 3 to work with, that's not that good. Right? And so I don't know, Grace. We may hit me on Slack after the show. We'll have to rework out how we're going to do this. But let's see. I am going to surprise and delight somebody. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm going to surprise and delight my man Griffin Jones with an outstanding guess on the song choice of Amish Paradise. Man, that song, I love that song. So I love that song. But that was after 2016, wasn't it? I think that's more recent. So that's not the answer, but that is a great song. Oh my gosh, I love Amish Paradise. Who's the guy that sings that again? I don't even remember who that is. When you say it, of course, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's it. I think his name starts with a B. And he actually got found being famous. He got found being famous. I don't know that that's exactly how he's supposed to say it, but it's already out there. He used to do like live events outside of Sarasota, which is like 30 minutes from where we live, or 45 minutes from where we live. And like he would just like be outside in like shopping districts or whatever, and and then like crowds would just gather. Like crowds would gather and like people would come, and then all of a sudden like record labels like reached out and oh wait, no, it's I know it's Davidas. It's Davidas, right? Oh, Griffin Jones says Weird Al. Weird. No. Amish Paradise is Davidas, the new one. No, not the Weird Al one. I'm talking about the new one. Right? Oh, that's too funny, man. This is all just too funny. All right, let's get some actual questions. I see Steve Mountain Capital, Bittersweet Symphony. Excellent guess. That is not the answer. Okay, so let's get to a couple. Thank you there, Ryan. Okay, so first off, Eric720 says, Jim, is there a specific reason every afternoon and not the mornings? Well, so it's every afternoon, but it's still 3 mornings. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, I'll be with you guys tomorrow. And then the other mornings, we got some stealth streams going on. And so that's the reason for that. But thank you there, Eric720. And so you still get, that's 8 Dr. Jims a week, right? And I'm pretty sure if you check like the food pyramid, you should be no more than 4 Dr. Jims like per month. So we're doing 8 Dr. Jims a week. Man, I don't know. Those kidneys, I don't think they're ready for it. Orgdenu's in the house. What's going on there, Orgdenu? Hello, Dr. Jim. What is the delta goal of your portfolio? You are the best, man. I can't wait for what you have for us. Man, I appreciate you there, Orgdenu. So very much, my friend. Great question. So my goal is a lot more fluid than it's been, like kind of back in the day. So right now we're a little bit long because we're short of put in MES, and we have the gold string. It's basically all from MES. You can actually see it right there. It literally is all from MES. Okay, so my goal for my portfolio delta, generally speaking, right now I do want to lean more on the short side than the long side, but the way that I'm going to structure that is going to look a lot different because I'm blending together these 2 worlds, the old world and the new world, right? You got the old world with like the short premium and the tasty fundamentals and the tasty foundation, which is amazing on its own. And I firmly believe if that's all you did, like you could be incredibly successful, and that's potentially all you might need. But I think there is additional opportunity and maybe some potential to add in a little extra juice. Just a little extra something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like I can decide, you can decide, whoever can decide how crazy they want to get with it. But generally speaking, because I have these 2 worlds that blend, and oftentimes the EQTs are very short-term in nature. They can very frequently only be a minute or 2 where I might hold one. They still sometimes might last a day or 2 or what have you, but it's intended to be a smash and grab strategy. It's not intended to be like a hold it for whatever. It's not intended to be a swing trade. It is a smash and grab strategy. You get in, you get what you came for, and you get out. Like that's my basic idea behind those, which I really like the way that blends with the more kind of drawn out, the more kind of methodical, kind of framework of like short premium, short put, short strangles, all the stuff that I know that you already know, Orgdenu. So because of that, I don't really have portfolio delta targets that I'm looking to keep from one day to the next, or even 1 week to the next. Instead, I kind of have ranges of where I like to live, and that's where the leverage points really come into play. And I know we talked about this yesterday, but generally speaking, I'm going to live between 1.5x and 4x in terms of my overall leverage point. And of course, by leverage point, I just mean how many shares am I holding in my portfolio relative to how many shares are my positions controlling. So again, just quickly, I know we talked about this yesterday, but there are so many new people that are finding the show and people reaching out, and it's amazing. Like I thank you guys so much. If I've got 53,000 and 100 shares of SPY is about 77,000, give or take. Doesn't have to be exact. That's about 65 shares, give or take. Right? Again, we don't need Julia Spina. I could text her if I need to, but I think we're close enough. So if I've got about 65 shares, that tells me that this number up here, right? If it's 65, let's say, that tells me I have 1x leverage to the underlying index. This is stuff I talked about on Tasty all the time. We talked about this. It was just at the very beginning of the portfolio management crash course, which I think they might still have up there. They may have already scrubbed your boy out of existence. I don't know. You guys should check and see if it's still up there and report back to me. I'd like to know. But that gives me 1x leverage. So if I'm at like 95 or 100 beta weighted delta, now I'm at like 1.5x leverage. Right? And so that's kind of where I like to live on the bottom end. Now the top end, I'm pretty comfortable getting up to 3, 4x, even 5x at times. And so for my portfolio, that would be all the way up to 250 to 300 delta. Now, again, this is going to be different for everybody. I cannot tell you what to do. I would never even begin to try to tell you what to do. You have to make these decisions for yourself. This is all purely for educational purposes only. For me, though, with my risk and my risk tolerance and what I'm comfortable with, that's where I like to live. And so when it comes to my goals or tenure, it's not as much of a specific number. I'm probably going to lean more short than long, but that sort of depends on how long I might hold an equilibrium trade or how the rest of the portfolio shakes up. Or if we end up, stewing in the bathtub of filth with one of these EQTs, which you can bet your bottom biscuit is coming. It is 100% coming. When that happens, all of a sudden that delta becomes a lot stickier, right? That delta is going to be a lot stickier in the portfolio. And so that becomes kind of not a staple, but it becomes something that's just going to be a lot more consistent from one day to the next. But if the EQTs, if they continue to be somewhat seamless and they work and whatever, then our deltas might hang around neutral to maybe even slightly positive because the short puts and the short strangles are going to kind of take over, if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps a little bit. And so let's see. Joseph in the house. Does Dr. Jim still F cubed? I do. Maybe not in an official capacity from like a company standpoint per se, but definitely day to day with fitness, finance, and faith, 100%, 1,000%. And so right now, obviously, we are engaging in the finance aspect of that. So thank you there, Joseph. PB Krista, what's going on there, PB? Says, Dr. Jim, did you finish watching Project Hail Mary? So that's so funny because this is great too, Brian. Great job with these questions, and we're trying to like work in some really fancy looking graphics to bring the questions on the screen. But this is amazing, Ryan. Great job, because this is way easier than me trying to hunt through and find them. Although I still want to go through and surprise and delight at least somebody else in there. Let's see. PB Krista, did you finish watching Project Hail Mary? No, but we actually picked it back up last night. So we're about maybe 35 minutes from the end. So do not spoil it for me. Do not spoil it for me. If you do, immediate block. If you do, immediate ban. I don't make the rules, right? Do not spoil it for me in the chat. And so we picked it up last night again, and we're very excited to finish it. And so we got to the part where Rocky kind of got out of his thing and saved him. And so now it's like, is Rocky alive? Is he not alive? What is Rocky to begin with? Like, we're still asking ourselves that question. And so, yeah. But yeah, great question there, PB. Joel James, my man, in the house. What is going on there, Joel James? Let's see. Doc, XLV. Isn't that, what is that? Is that a silver deal? I think that might be a silver deal. Tasty has it 3-star liquidity, but when looking at the 57 DTEs, the market is crap-tacular. Yeah, we know all about that. Can you explain this a bit, please? Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and XLV, he says. XLV. Oh, yeah, the healthcare sector. That's right. Tasty's got it at 3 stars, you said? Okay, yeah, 3 stars. That's right. Yeah, if I go to 57 days, yeah. Man, I don't love it. Obviously, you're looking at it because of IV rank, right? IV rank is solid. IV rank is decent, and so... Yeah, I mean, from an IV rank standpoint, yeah. I don't really like these markets either, man. Honestly, I would probably pass. Now, I haven't really traded XLV. It's been a while since I've traded XLV. And by a while, I mean, I don't know that I've ever traded, actually. And so, we've talked about it a lot on Tasty and whatnot, but I mean, I can't think of the last time I've traded this. Maybe randomly for something that came up on the show or what have you. But yeah, for 3-star liquidity, I would expect better markets than this. This looks like an MNQ market. This looks like a Vinny Batista deal. And so not really loving it. I would probably pass personally. But the other side to that, of course, is there's not too much to do right now, right? It's like, man, there's not too much to do right now. Like, what do I do? Like, you've got, low volatility in S&P 500, low volatility in the indexes. So we're all kind of scouring for volatility. We're all looking for something to do. And so XLV could be an option for you there. And oh, by the way, that is honestly another reason why I really like the EQTs. And we've already talked about them enough, but let's talk about them for another 2.5 minutes. When volatility is super low, like it kind of is right now, it's like, all right, you get into these equilibrium windows, like a market open, what have you. It's like it can give you an opportunity to move forward. Like it can 100% give you an opportunity to move forward. And so, just a little something different to kind of just keep people guessing. Okay, we got one more question that came in, and then, man, I'm going to see, hold on. I see, I'm going to surprise and delight somebody. I'm going to surprise and delight two people. I see Financial Nihilist. It's an interesting handle, my friend. Financial Nihilist. Dr. Jim, I need a program for two things: progressive overload and carrying the emotional burden of these gains. My man, you just left out the Z on those gains. Right? Now, I don't know if you're talking about portfolio gains or physique gains, right? Because the former is an S, but you and me both know the latter is a Z. And so, progressive overload, you already know how to do it, man. You do the double progression, right? The double progression. What is the double progression? You start with a rep range, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, 6 to 12, let's say. Exercise doesn't make a difference. You pick whatever weight you want, and you climb the ladder until you get up to 12. And once you get up to 12 with good form, and by good form, of course, I mean as much body English as you want to use, then you go back down to the bottom of that range at a higher weight, and then you climb again. That's how you do it. But as far as the emotional burden, it's the tax we must all pay, my friend. I can't really help you with that because I'm trying to do it myself. But let me try to surprise and delight one other person. I'm scrolling way back. Man, way back. This is, I don't know about this Grace situation, man. I got to think about this. I thought I had a good structure for the company. Man, I got to rewrite like organizational plans and articles of incorporation. Like, I don't know about all this, man. Because, yeah, she's going to be telling you all the truth here pretty soon. It's been so nice to just be in my own little world where we can just kind of make it up as we go. But, man, those days are about to be over. But let's see here. I see Dr. Doofus, Dr. Duffus in the house. Oh, man, I appreciate you, Dr. Duffus. Dr. Duffus says, I am rejuvenated with your new show. Man, I appreciate you. I'm going back to school with Dr. Jim. Man, look at you. I appreciate you so very much. I'm so excited. And again, guys, just bear with me. It's day 2. It's day 2, right? We've got so many things coming. There are so many things to talk about. I don't even know where to begin, right? And I've obviously chosen a beginning point, and maybe I chose it well, and maybe I didn't. But man, I appreciate you there, Dr. Duffus. And so, all right, let's go to Jazz Meat. Though. Wow, we're almost done. Oh, let's do Jazz Meat really quick. Hey, Dr. Jim, if my short MES put goes in the money on expiry, what's your exact management plan? Do you roll for a credit to defend it, or do you take delivery of the MES contract and sell a call? Yeah, you could go either way. Right? I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I would never tell you what to do, just to be clear. I don't know your individual situation. But if I'm looking at an MES situation, and if I want to stay, it really depends, right? If I want to have the buffer of being wrong, and I want lower delta than just like 1-for-1 with the underlying instrument, then I might roll it out. I keep lower delta. I pick up extrinsic value. But if I want to play more of the upside, then I may just take delivery of the MES contract and then potentially sell a call against it or not sell a call against it. If I was going to take delivery of the MES contract, at least in the beginning, I would probably want to just play it with clean delta to the upside. And then maybe if I get a little bit of a move in my direction, that's when I layer on a short call. And then that is that. We got a couple more. We got one more. BBB fine. The GLD credit. Oh man, I gotta run here in a second. Why did you choose this GLD delta? From ICO 1017. Yes, great question. And I just wanted a wide strangle. Something that was pretty balanced on both sides, brought in an economically significant credit, and just as a way to play some theta. Just as a way to boost some theta, and that was it. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. Just wanted to be reasonably balanced on both sides. And so, all right. So I think I'm done. Don't forget, guys. Ryan, you got the Trading Lab graphic. Yes, thank you. Don't forget, guys, you guys can sign up for the trading lab. You can do it right down below in the description. Now, why would you do this? It's very simple. Very, very simple. Because if you do this, I will send you ideas. I will send you inspiration. I will send you below average dad jokes straight to your spam folder. Every week or two, you will get more information sent to your inbox. It's totally free. You can sign up and they will tell you all about everything I'm working on with OU and lots of content and all those kinds of things. And man, I think we're done. So I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys so very much. If I can ever help you guys in any way, please shoot me an email. I am jim@optionsuncapped.com, or we can connect on Twitter. I'm at optionsuncapped.com. I'm still also at jschultzf3. I would love to hear from you on there, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the opening bell. And in the meantime, trade them small, trade them heavy, and stay generous. We'll see you guys tomorrow.